Dr. Bones, Dr. Bones, Dr. Bones.
Good afternoon, this is Dr. Bones Live, and today my guests are Colin and Joe from Joe Symes and TLK. Welcome to the show, guys.
Hello.
So, it's been a long time, Colin, since we last spoke, and it was just you the last time. So, Joe, we're happy to have you here with us today.
Yeah, good to be here. Thanks a lot.
So, since the last time we talked, which was a while ago, Fine Line had come out, and now you've got an album out, which it's been doing fairly well, and you guys have been plugging it, obviously, from pretty much the UK to Glasgow, like from the London area. So tell me about that. Like, how did it feel to finally get that album completed? Because I know you guys had been working on it for a long time.
I think the last time we spoke was when the album was not long come out. Considering it's been 2 years since the album came out, it doesn't feel like that. It's been my expectations. It's exceeded my expectations. It's been received really, really well. All around the world, and obviously in Canada and the US and all Europe. In fact, we've actually been speaking to a lot of people from Canada recently, and they're saying, we're really spreading the word about the band. I said, oh, fantastic! It's good news. I'm not complaining.
Well, it's the thing to me that really stood out is from the Fine Line to the rest of the album. I mean, it's very diverse, which really kind of stuck out to me, and that's what I much appreciate about the album. And still, you guys are kind of just I'm trying to think of the best way to put this, but you seem to be constantly working different angles, which is a good thing, and it just kind of gives you guys a much fuller sound.
Yeah, I mean, the album was basically an introduction to show that, it was not just one side of the band. There's so many different sides. You don't sort of like a pigeonhole and say, well, we know what's coming next, we don't. And there's so many more songs being written, and songs yet to like today. Basically, we're very, very comfortable with singles and a load of albums. And I think things get better as the introduction of what's coming next, because we're totally counting the volume. Still the same, like writing, maybe self-playing on the guitar.
Right.
It's just all the new songs what we're writing are so heavy, but really catchy pop songs.
Well, that's right, and that's the one thing I noticed most is they got a little bit heavier, which is kind of a surprise. It's like, okay, well, this is different. This is kind of cool, because the Fine Line was really, really upbeat and a good tune. But now, like, when I listen to the album and things get better, it's like, wow, that's a big change, but it sounds good. It sounds like it's just showing, like I said before, it's showing your diversity, that you're not kind of just pigeonholed to just one genre, I will say.
Yeah, I mean, the album, as I say, is so very diverse. A lot of people compare to the Beatles' White Album for being so diverse,
Right.
It's a total, a mixed bag of different styles of music and writing.
No.
And things get better, it's like, we sort of, we'll let, turn the volume up, the acoustic guitars being put to bed for now. It's a full electric guitar saxophone.
Right, and comparison to the White Album, I can totally see that, because you're right. I mean, I can think of like 3 or 4 different songs right at the top of my head.
Yeah.
From Blackbird to Revolution to just Helter Skelter. I mean, there's like 3 different types all in one album. Well, 2 albums, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, definitely.
So now that you've been doing a few singles, are you guys going to be doing singles for a while and just kind of build up to another album, or what's the plan here?
Well, we released the singles out now. Basically, we want to just release a one-off thing and just let everyone know that things get better, and I'm going to find out Sunday will not be on the next album. It's a product in itself.
Okay.
We don't want to cheat anyone, but obviously that's a taste of what's to come. I mean, I want to do another album next year, or at least an EP, and that again will be very, very upbeat and heavy. But yeah, I mean, the next album will be heavy, but who knows? I mean, because the first album was so diverse, again, that was like examples of what we could do. We could do a second album that's really heavy, but then, say, for example, the third album, or maybe an EP after that, or a single, might be the complete opposite. It might be completely MTV unplugged acoustic, and then the one after that might be funky disco. You never know.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Now, with since the last one was about 2 years ago, it done so well. Now you have a new producer. Is that correct?
Producer. Yeah. Well, obviously the first album was completely recorded. I'd say co-produced between ourselves and John Lawton, who owned Crosstown Studios, and he did a great job. We did record the single and its B-side at Crosstown. It wasn't technically recorded there, but then we took it to Parr Street Studios, which is one of the major studios in Liverpool, to get it mixed and mastered, and that was with a guy called Chris Taylor, and he's done a really good job. And when time goes by, it's interesting to work with different people on a production level. That's obviously no offense towards anyone we've worked with in the past. They've done great work, and they're very, very good at what they do. But obviously, when you start working with different people, I suppose it's fresh ears. Because, especially when recording or mixing something, they might hear something and go, well, why don't you maybe take that away and put something like that in there? And you go, oh, I never thought about that. So it's full on fresh ears. We have also, a few months ago as well, we've done some demos, some tracks that will be either an EP or part of the next album, and again, they're very heavy. That was Alex, who was a student in Paul McCartney's music school, Lipper here. He was a friend of a friend, and we went down a few years ago, and then it was part of his course, but then he invited us in, because this year was his last year of his course, and he said, do you want to just put some things down, and if you want to use them actual recordings, I can give them to you, you can maybe get them mixed and mastered somewhere and put them out. And I think that we could do that. He actually spoke to us recently and said he was working on doing a few rough mixes of these tracks, because we recorded everything down.
Right.
And for me, if they're good enough, I'll just go, well, to hell with it. Let's get them, a touch, tweaker on the mix, get them mastered and put them out there. I was happy on the day. I was particularly happy with my drum takes, and everyone else played fine. So I don't see why they couldn't be released.
Yeah, we can't really. We just got to be mixed. About 6 new songs. That we did there, and we haven't got very pleased with.
Right. Now, have you found having, like you said, having fresh daters does help? Now, has that helped besides the production side of it, has that helped in the writing process at all? Like when you've kind of sat down and done something and say, well, maybe besides music, has there been any lyric changes at all, or has that stayed pretty solid?
Well, we're no longer a 5-piece band anymore, we're a 4-piece. With no keyboard playing no more. We moved on from that, so basically everything, it's a revamp of the band also.
Okay. But
if things get better, I play the keyboard, and things get better. Myself, I play them on the keyboard break. I think the writing stuff and all it will always be the same, basically, I get ideas on piano, and to me I like an acoustic guitar.
Okay.
But having some other fresh ears and suggesting some stuff is always a bonus for us for the songs and stuff. If I can't manage to suggest some stuff which I didn't think would work, and it did work, you know, I was very surprised, and like, you know, it's sort of like, you know, you try it, if it works, it works, if it doesn't work, you've lost one. So, you know, we're always open within, like, sort of like the close-knit circle of the offer suggestions from return to the band, because, you know, we're all open and free to be rules from it.
Right on, well, cool. And just one thing, I'm just curious because, I mean, when people talk about their producers, you know, it's usually obviously what they're meant for. It's like a technical side of things, right? And I just wondered if it influenced any other part of the songwriting process.
The songs were done. The songs were done. We were in the studio.
I mean, Chris Taylor was a party. He worked with Coldplay as well. And Paul and he worked with them, and like, he pretty much mixed the songs really quick because he's just so like on the ball. He knows what he's doing.
Right.
Like, he was like really surprised that, you know, how catchy the songs were and how they come across and stuff and all that. So it was good to get into a new studio as well. You know, so it was sort of like, it was like, it felt fresh. You know.
Nice. Alright guys, we're going to take a quick little break here and we're going to listen to your newest single, and this one's called Things Get Better. This is Joe Symes and the Loving Kind. Dig this. Joe Symes and the Loving Kind. That's their newest single, Things Get Better. Now, guys, this song has done very, very well. And like right from the UK, right back here across the pond to North America. Now, I can see why, but you guys have to be, I think, be very pleased of how well the single has done for you guys.
Considering it's only been out for 6 days, yeah. I mean, it did get a lot of publicity, a lot of hype. I think since the beginning of the year. It was meant to come out a couple of months ago, but there was a few delays. But better late than never. That's what I say.
Right.
one of the stations